Annyeong, it's Mikey here, and guys, truly, I thank you guys for just all the support I've gotten to building this channel. Now, today's video is going to be quite a short video, I guess. It's going to be on how I lube my switches, as well as the tools that I use, and what I do in terms of modifying keyboards and what goes through my mind. So I hope this video helps you guys. Again, some people might not agree with how I do it, but I'm doing the thing that I think works best for me, and it's going to be different per person. But let me know down below in the comments, throughout the video, what you guys think, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get straight into this. So first off, let's start with the tools that I use for actual keycap pulling. Sorry, in the intro I may have said that it's going to be modding, but it's really just modding the switches and looping. Specifically how I lube the switches. So we have the keycap puller from Keymove. This is their new keycap puller that has the larger size that allows you to grab 4 keycaps at the same time. Then we have their combo, which is the keycap and switch puller from Keymove again. They sent this out to me and I actually really enjoyed using them because it really saved me a lot of time. Of course, you're going to need a brush, and I have another keycap puller, which is the Lubed Studio keycap puller. And again, this is the Keymove combo keycap and switch puller. And of course, you're going to need yourself a switch opener. Now, this Keymove keycap puller is pretty cool in the fact that it does save me a lot of time, specifically if you're someone who does, say, change keycaps often or working on a lot of keyboards very often. Now this, guys, is Krytox 205G0. So this is the lube that I use to lube all my switches. I bought this on AliExpress, and of course I will have links in the description because I needed to buy a lot. Most of the times you're not going to need this much. I would suggest the other places I buy it from is either on Amazon or I buy it from Omega Keys. Now, I'm going to show you guys how this keycap puller works. It's supposed to grab 4. It is a little bit gimmicky. It's supposed to be very, very smooth, but I don't find that it actually is all the time. It's really weak in the middle, but on the sides, a very, very strong grip. So you grab all 4 keycaps, but the middle usually starts to loosen up and then will slip out, as you can see right there. So I find it useful though, because I do work on a lot of keyboards. So it's up to you if you really think you could use it. But I would say if you're not someone that's working with a lot of keyboards often, it's not the most necessary tool. You could use a wired keycap puller, but I prefer something like this one from Lubed Studio because it's very, very simple to use. Can grab a keycap really easily. It is fragile though. Over time it will break. I've noticed that with the Lubed Studio one. So the Keymove one, it is nice that it has those springs and it works like that. But it is very difficult to grab single on like the side if you're just trying to grab one specific keycap. You will need a single keycap puller. Now, this is their combo. This is supposed to be a switch puller and keycap puller. I've actually been enjoying using this as a switch puller only. I actually haven't really been using the keycap puller portion because I like using my Lubed Studio one. It does work really well if you have a stiff PCB on your keyboard. So like the plate is very stiff with the switches, it works incredibly well. If it's not, like the current one I'm working with now, it's actually not great. It's actually better that you use a regular switch puller in this kind of situation. So this is something to note. If you are someone that has a flexible plate and it moves really easily, this is not something for you. And I would suggest something else. Like this for me works. For a lot of my other keyboards, just doesn't work very well with this specific keyboard. But as you can see there, it worked with that one because the middle was a little bit more stiff. Now the other switch puller I normally use is the Lubed Studio switch puller. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an example of what it looks like. It's just metal. I really, really like it because it's very, very firm, won't break, and I have to admit, like, I had it for a year now, not a single problem. It is harder when it's like the switch is very, very stuck. So that's when this Keymove one works really, really well. But if you have something that's not too stiff, this works incredibly well. Now, something to note is I'm going to show you guys a bit of a stem first, what it looks like the lube wise, and I'm going to be using the Lubed Studio Arowana switches, the black Arowana switch. So it's their new switch, and I will make a video, of course, reviewing those switches but that is what I'm going to be using just to show you guys a little bit of a more clear look. Now this is what it looks like after I've lubed it. Because it's a black switch, a stem, and a black switch, you might think I've over lubed it. It is possible that I actually do over lube my switches. Please let me know if I do. I'm doing this the way I think works best for me personally. I lube the bottom housing. I even used a little bit of the Krytox on the springs as well, and that's just because I don't like taking out all the springs, putting into a Ziploc bag, and then using grease on it. So let me just show you guys exactly how I lube my switches. So first things first, of course, we're gonna have to open it up using the switch opener. I like to use the lid of the Krytox because it just allows me to control how much lube is being used a little bit more. And depending on the switch, sometimes they come really well factory lube. If that's the case, you use even less if you're just gonna lube over it, or clean it up and then lube it. I'm on the side of sometimes just not doing that and just going over it, and I'll just make sure to spread it out more instead of actually putting more lube on it. I also lube the bottom of the housing, and the leftover I use on the springs just like that. And I find that really works well for me. Just be careful you don't get too much on it on the back where like the metal pins are, because it could maybe ruin the switch. Now I'm going to give you a sound test between the lubed and the stock. So that was the lubed. Now we're going with stock. And again, I want to give you guys the lube sound. So let me know down below in the comments, did this video help you? And please let me know if there's anything else you guys would like to see, and how I do things, and how I can help this community better, and of course make you guys better content. So hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I really hope that this helped, and I'll have to catch you guys next time. But please go check out the other videos I got throughout this history of this channel.